so don't mind the loud noises. Mr. O is got a couple slow feed bowls, and as opposed to trying to get the food out of them, he's trying to scuttle them across the room. So with our handsome Mr. P, so Peter today, this is his first day. He and his buddy Ozzy are very good friends now. They did some nice wrestling. He's also a bit mushy because he and his buddy decided it'd be really cool to dump the water dish, which is no big deal. He also, Mr. P, got to play with our handsome Mr. B, so Bodie, and Alston, of course, got to do a couple hellos as well. So, but for Mr. P, we're warming him up with just a couple lovely find its. Just to get him in the groove. So the reason I like to warm up with some of these exercises, it helps your puppy move away and then reorient back to you. And you can either feed them directly for coming into your space, and don't mind Mr. O rearranging his bowls. But the benefit of kind of working in and out of the space is it allows your babe to come back into your bubble, re-hone in, and do another little skill like a little check-in. So I know you guys were mentioning that for him, he tends to do a lot of jumping up on you guys at times. Remember that the jumping, of course, I know it's a little bit annoying for us as people at times if you're not a huge fan of it, is that for a lot of puppies, when they're really excited or a little overwhelmed, jumping becomes one of those behaviors that sometimes happens more often. So if you're finding that feeding all four on the floor is going well, I would recommend, I know you guys are using the word down as in to get off of you. So I'd make sure to keep that consistent. So for lying down, you may want to pick a different slogan. So if we have to get off of someone is what you're using as your word down, just let me know what you would like to use for him on his belly or on his, again, lying down position. So like for my guys, I typically will do a off behavior for getting off of me or off of something and then work it that way. So right here, Peter, yes, nice little recall or name recognition technically. Good job, sir. So Mr. P is doing a real nice job. So while he's hearing his lovely friend off in the distance, we're going to warm up with a little bit of some wiggling around the environment. So a little bit of this loose leash walking, even without gear for starters, because sometimes their first day is not necessarily diving into all of the skills that I know you guys had mentioned some great ones to work on. Sometimes their first day is getting cozy with the environment. It is, again, somewhere where they've been, but it's been now without their family members. So for a lot of the puppies, coming to this brand new space without the usual family members can be a little bit of a change. Two, sometimes when they go in for taking little breaks or little naps, that's a new environment for them to get cozy with. So there's a lot of novelty. And for a lot of puppies, that equals sometimes a little unsure, or they're kind of just figuring out the lay of the land. So again, I like to rotate through some of these find its and then work again back with some more of this loose leash walking. So a nice way to build in more of this engagement. And of course, Mr. O says, don't forget about me. So again, we'll just feed for any moment he comes into my space. Nice. I'll see if I can do a couple little find its for Mr. O for a second. I know, and the first day is always the hardest for all the beauties, not in a bad way, but more so in a getting comfortable with the lay of the land and what to expect. So just like with us, when we start something new, we're sometimes a little bit unsure as to the comfort range for us. So right now, Mr. P is just working a little bit with the environment and bouncing back. So right here, I might do my little positive interrupter. Yes. And we want to make sure that we're also marking all these lovely moments when he does move into your space or does a little check-in. So remember the YES, normally, and again, I'm blabbing, so I don't always get to mark it, but I would recommend to mark any behavior or skill set you'd like to have happen again. And it lets your puppy know, like right here, yes, it was for the sitting position is what we were marking, and that's why you're getting your reinforcement. So again, we might go into a nice little find it again for the handsome guy. And then Peter, come. Nice. What a smart boy. Nice job. So as we get into the groove with our handsome boys in class, I know they're all boys technically for the doggy day school today. Nice. So as I'm just meandering around, I sometimes will also toss a food item, get him to go. He's like, where'd that go? He didn't see me. Ready? Find it. So I get him to move away. And then as I'm meandering, I'm hoping then he'll start to just reorient to me. When he does like move into my space, yes, I'm going to feed him for that response. This can be a really great way to hone in, sort of focus on you from novel spaces, be it in your home or outside of your home as well. So right here, a little distracted, Mr. O says, why aren't I part of the game? He says, take that. So he's wiggling all his goodies around in his little bubble. So I'm going to do, again, a little find it to keep him a little interested in some of his puzzles. Here we go. I know he's got a couple lovely chews from home, which he's doing great with. So again, with Mr. P, nice. We'll maybe go beautiful, feed for that. If you are getting a lot of jumping, like we were mentioning a little bit earlier, make sure that, again, you're capturing all these great moments throughout the day when he's giving you the things you'd like to have him doing. So a lot of times we tend to, like I was mentioning a little bit with Mr. A, is we tend to by accident sometimes give a lot more attention for the things we don't like. So it can be really nice to make sure we're capturing or reinforcing or praising or giving a lot of attention to those moments together. So I know for Mr. Handsome, I want to see if we could do a little bit with rotation through some items. So I know the concept for Mr. A was the toy exchange game and also that on-off switch. So sometimes for puppies, grabbing things and then being able to play with them, but then also being able to, let's say, for example, let go of things they shouldn't down the road is going to be crucial. So we might go into a little bit of a moment where we let him go, grab the toy, play with it. Then to exchange, I might show him the new one. Ready? See if he can, nice, drop that one to go get the new friend. So don't worry if they roll a little bit. Obviously with balls, a little bit more challenging at times than things that don't quite move. So I'd get his interest on my original, toss that item, and then when he comes back into my space, Peter, we'll see if we can get him to move into me. Then I go ahead, show him the new one. Ready? Yeah. He's like, hold on, that one rolled away. So right here, and then I make that one come alive. So the benefit of sometimes rotation through toys, he's like, take that, nice thing, thank you. So the benefit of rotating through a few toys is that then you're not having to take the one that he has. I know, Mr. O says, gosh darn, and sir, you have so many cool things over there. He says, no, I just want to be part of the group. Ready? Let's do some more find its, you handsome guy. So with Mr. P, oh, thank you, sir. He might already be doing a really great job with some of these fetching behaviors that you might have been working at home. But remember that if, let's say, he has a hard time relinquishing the original toy, I would recommend to work with multiples and exchange one for the other. And then when he brings the original, toss the next one. And then that way that can be really helpful for him. He's like, I threw them all over there. So we'll see if we can go grab one of them, boing, and hopefully he didn't move the camera too much, but of course he crashed a little. So, but if, let's say, toys are maybe too exciting and you're having a hard time with the let go, you can also exchange a little food item for the relinquishing. Nice. Ready, Peter? Good check-in. Some lovely name recognition. You're doing a very good job for your first day. Ready? We'll do a little find it. So with our handsome guy, just like with most puppies, if we can start to have them practice letting go of things they can have, we can hopefully build into, again, let go of things they shouldn't, but also work on, for example, maybe disengagement from items. Oh my goodness, Mr. O. I might have to go help him with a little chew, and then we'll come back to working some more fun skills with Mr. P. So we'll do a few more little find its, and we'll dive into a little bit more behavior with Mr. Handsome as well. Ready? Find it. Just want to go help Mr. O. He says, this is too sad to be watching from afar.